Hello. So I'm gonna give it a few seconds to allow you guys to pour in. And I know this is really random, the timing. Yesterday we couldn't go live. I decided I'm gonna take Sundays off from going live because I need at least one day to really prep and get the information together, since I want to go really deep on these lives and all of these twin flame topics. And I also just need a rest day, right? So that I can recharge my energies as well and give you guys little readings and lives and all these things. So thank you to everyone who's joining in. Hello. So today's Twin Flame Live, as part of the whole 21 Days of Twin Flame Lives series that I'm doing here in December. So we're going to be going in depth into divine feminine and divine masculine energies, right? The dueling divinities. So what are you guys going to learn today? And if I keep looking this way, it's because I have notes on there, because we're going to go really, really deep, and I want to make sure that I did not miss anything. And so we're going to be learning what divine feminine and masculine energies are, how they relate to the twin flame experience, and how you can heal these energies to bring in union faster, whether you are trying to manifest a twin flame connection, a soulmate, or any kind of divine love, divine union. Oh, don't worry, I didn't do a live yesterday, so yeah, don't worry about it. And if you guys ever do miss any lives, they are going to be posted on my YouTube the next day. So you really didn't miss out on anything. We're also going to be going into which cards in the tarot can represent divine feminine and divine masculine energies, and how you can tell if this is a divine union that you're manifesting through a tarot reading, whether you are being given one in person, online, or you're doing one for yourself. So that's going to be very interesting. I haven't heard a lot of tarot card readers talk about this. You're also going to be learning the characteristics of healed and unhealed divine feminine and masculine energies, how to spot those energies and identify them within yourself. And then I'm going to be sharing a little bit about divine feminine and masculine energies from my book. I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek on that chapter and how, unhealed divine feminine and masculine energies manifest, so that you can identify them, learn which wounds you need to heal, and use that to your advantage so that you can bring in your union with your twin flame or your soulmate faster. And then finally, like always, I am going to share some journal prompts, some shadow work, some little practical tools at the end that you can use to start healing right now. But first, in case you weren't aware, my name is Soledad. I'm a tarot card reader, and I specialize in love readings, specifically twin flame, soulmate, and karmic energies. I also do past life soul regression readings. I've done over 500 readings alone this year, and I'm also writing book on twin flames. But unlike the other books that are out on the market, this is not a collection of experiences or even my own experience. This is a guide that is going to help you navigate, understand the twin flame connection, along with journal prompts and other practical tools. So this is also a tracking journal, so you can understand the differences not only on twin flames but soulmate connections. And it goes really, really deep. And so with all of that being said, okay, let's just get into it. So why is it important for you to identify which energy you are in your twin flame connection, right? So divine masculine and divine feminine energies are essentially the foundation to a divine twin flame union, because finding balance will allow each set of twin flames to come together and focused on their shared goal or calling. Now, this doesn't mean that your shared purpose has to be the same thing, right? And by shared purpose, I mean like soul purpose. So what is your soul calling you to do? What are you desiring to accomplish in this lifetime? And so it doesn't necessarily mean that you have the same goal, but it can be a complement or something that you're both deeply encouraging each other and involved in helping each other grow, right? And so here's the kick. you can see that this is a very important part of a twin flame union, and it's meant to be an effortless connection, right? But a lot of us experience twin flame connections not so easily. And so we've kind of talked about this in previous lives, like the difficulties in twin flame connections. And again, if you missed any lives, it's all posted on my YouTube. But you may experience the initial honeymoon phase where you're getting to know each other. It's intense. You're feeling all these beautiful emotions. And then you can go into what we like to call a separation phase. So for some of us, it can be emotional separation, physical separation, where one twin feels like they are pulling away, right? Or one feels like they're running and the other one feels like they're pulling in. And it can be both. It can be emotional and physical distance. It just depends on how it manifests for your specific connection. So let's figure out which energy you are resonating with and how you can heal these energies within yourself so that you can bring in union with ease. And yes, so divine feminine and divine masculine energies. Now, really important things to remember. One, this is not a gender exclusive thing, but instead these energies reside within all of us, right? However, it's very particular for a twin flame connection that one twin embodies a divine masculine and the other twin embodies divine feminine energies. All right, so finding balance within in order to bring in your manifestations faster within your twin flame union. So let's kind of break it down. Divine feminine energies are more associated with the power of the moon, yin energies, yum energies, and light energies, right? Whereas divine masculine energies are associated with the sun, yang energies, yum, and kind of darker energies, right? And so it's kind of the difference between doing and being. So divine feminine is more of a being kind of energy, and the divine masculine is more of a spearheaded, doing, taking action kind of energy. So first, let's see how these energies manifest in a healed divine masculine and feminine dynamic. So healed divine masculine energy is a taking charge kind of energy. They're very disciplined, they're structured, their energy reaches outwardly, right? They're action oriented, positive action, right? With a plan. And they're very decisive, they're confident. They don't need to prove themselves to anyone, not even to themselves, right? They tend to lean on their more logical side. Not to mean that the divine feminine is a complete emotional wreck and can't think logically at all. That's not what this means, right? It's just more of a natural inclination kind of thing. And so a healed divine feminine energy is a very receiving, focused on like self-care, self-love. They are nurturing, their energy reaches inward. So they are known to be more in touch with their intuitive and spiritual side. But again, that doesn't mean that the divine masculine is not spiritual. They're spiritual in their own ways and they complement each other, right? And so divine feminines are really, they work in tandem, right? So for example, when you're trying to manifest, there's a saying in like the spiritual community that's like, you got to meet the universe halfway, or you got to meet God halfway. So it's not just enough to pray or have these thoughts and emotions. You also have to take action and put yourself in situations where, you might present these opportunities to you. So the way that I would describe and how these energies work within us and within the universe is, you can think of divine feminine energy as 5D, right? Energy. So intuitive, this is where you are controlling your thoughts and your emotions, and you're raising your vibration, and you're thinking and feeling how you would feel if you brought in those manifestations, right? Now, the divine masculine energy is more about action steps, consistent efforts, but one cannot work without the other, right? The 5D and the 3D exist at the same time, and they're working with each other, not separately. All right, so how can you use these energies to define this twin flame experience and kind of bring it all in together? So in twin flame connections, we kind of already touched on this, but one counterpart embodies the divine masculine and the other counterpart embodies a divine feminine. It's not a gender specific, and it's not exclusive to heterosexual relationships, because this is a deep soul connection, okay? So there are no such restrictions. And as we keep moving on through the 21 days of Twin Flame Life, this series that we're doing here in December, you will learn more about this no restrictions soul connection aspect to twin flame connections, couples, and the journey itself. So we're going to talk more about what is a twin flame connection and kind of the history, the mythologies, all the theories, how they've developed over time in tomorrow's live, right? And earlier you heard me talk about the Yab and the Yum. That is like an old Buddhist legend. I don't know if it's like Indian gods, something like that. I'm gonna go deeper into it. Okay, we have a whole thing on it. I don't want to reveal too much here right now, but it's basically the representation of mother and father, right? So it's a deity that has both energies. And so let's go into, if you were getting a tarot card reading, what kind of cards would represent divine feminine, divine masculine, and what kind of cards would represent divine unions and soulmate connections. So starting off with the divine feminine, we have the Empress card. Okay, and who is the counterpart to the Empress? The Emperor, right? So this is considered high level twin flame connection, high level divine couple, divine unions, right? So for the divine feminine, who can guess what the next card is going to be? I'm just going to show it to you guys, actually. I'm not going to wait because the sun is going down, so I kind of don't want to run out of sunlight before we can get through this. But anyways, the moon card, we talked about it. So divine feminine energy is very aligned with the moon card in the tarot as well. And then the other card is the High Priestess, right? And so the Empress kind of teaches us about a nurturing side. She represents mothers. The moon is all about our inner world, our intuition, intimacy, feelings, how we feel, how situations and others around us make us feel. And the High Priestess is all about the cycles of life, intuition. Okay, she is looking at both energies, right? The dark and the light, and kind of transmuting a middle ground, making sure that everybody is heard and that things are balanced. The moon card is not necessarily bad. That's actually a really good question. The moon card, some people do associate the moon card with affairs, deception, lies, but it just depends on how the moon card falls in the tarot, and what question you're asking and what cards are around it. Yeah, the High Priestess can sometimes be associated with witchcraft, because it is that magical card, right? And then divine masculine energies, we already talked about the Emperor. This can be about stepping up into your power, being a provider, honing in on, because sometimes the Emperor can also be like, oh, you may have issues with authority, things like that. So each card in the tarot has layers to their meanings, and they also have light and dark meanings to them. And another card associated with divine masculine energy is the Sun. This is power, this is vitality, joy, energy, and the Hierophant. Okay, so to me, this is divine masculine energy. This is spiritual leadership, right? And divine masculines are known for their leadership. And then we have the rest of the kings and queens, okay? So having a pair can mean divine union. However, it doesn't have to be gender exclusive, and it doesn't have to be within the same realm. A lot of the times I find that twin flame couples will come up like this, right? And some readers might be like, oh, that means that you guys are a mismatch. Not necessarily, because you guys may be an unhealed divine feminine and masculine energies. You may be in a separation at that time. So maybe you're not aligned in that moment, but that doesn't mean that you're not a divine match. And a lot of times in twin flame connections, twin flames are kind of the opposite of each other, right? We're not going to go too deep into the characteristics today. That will be left for another live. But yeah, just because it doesn't come up as a complete match, it could mean that one twin is focusing on another thing, right? Or it could be that the divine masculine, or that the, how would I say this? That the boy in the relationship, they kind of resonate more with divine feminine energy. So they come up as the King of Cups, and the girl in the relationship defines more as divine masculine, and they come up as Queen of Swords energy, a little bit more cold and an out kind of energy. Okay, so and yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can ask them. I'll be reading them throughout the live, but I would say wait till the end when we have a little bit more time to read the questions. So, but thank you. That's a good question. So here are some other cards, the minor arcana, that can represent twin flame, soulmate, or even karmic connections. And of course, we have the Four of Wands. This is like the twin flame card. Okay, if you're ever into the tarot space or getting a lot of tarot readings about twin flames, anytime this card comes up, the reader is almost immediately like, wow, this is the twin flame card. And guilty is charged. You know, it's if it's the energy that it reads, I'm not gonna lie, at least for me, I always read what the energy is. However, the reason that a lot of readers attribute this card as the twin flame card, Bubba, it's okay. Sorry, somebody's home, so my dog is like, hello. Oh, a pillow fell on him. You okay? You okay? Okay, so. Oh, be careful, there are scammers out there. So I will never message you first or get you to send me money, ever. The only way you can book with me is through the link in my bio, which is direct.me/Soledadtarot. So yeah, be careful of scammers. Again, I will never message you first. Yeah. All right. So the Four of Wands represents recognition, marriage, okay? This can represent milestones, so moving forward in a connection. But the two pillars here can represent 1111, it can represent a portal, and so it can also represent new beginnings for others, which is why it's very much associated with twin flame connections. The next card is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is all about reconciliations. This can also come up as a childhood kind of card, like maybe somebody you know since childhood. And the Six of Cups is also all about past lives. So sometimes in twin flame connections, we feel like we've known our twins, you know, for a past life. Like I met you in a past life, or we just have this deep connection. We connected right away. We got each other. So that can be the Six of Cups energy. The 10 of Cups here. So the 10 of Cups is all about soul fulfilling love, happiness in the true sense. So this can not only represent twin flame connections, but it can also represent soulmate connections of any kind, right? Because we're not talking about material love. We're talking about you make me happy in the truest sense. And then we have the Magician and the Lovers, the Death card, and the Devil. So these are four major arcana that at least I like to associate with twin flame connections, again, depending on where they fall and what question is being asked. The Magician, of course, is about manifesting new beginnings. The Lovers is about divine union, but this can also be a card about making choices in love, which a lot of twin flame connections face that reality of dealing with third parties. And then we have the Death card, which is all about new beginnings and leaving your old life. If you're embarking and calling in a soulmate or a divine union or a twin flame, you will know that you need to let go of the old to bring in the new, right? And then we have the Devil card, such a big twin flame card for me, because the Devil card reflects to us our negative beliefs, our addictions, our shadow aspects. This is, I need a reality check. This is the reality check card, okay? This is, oh my gosh, I've been masking, or I've been numbing myself, or I haven't been confronting the things that I need to confront. Why do I feel so tied when the chains are loose, right? Nobody's forcing you to stay here. You're staying in your own misery for no reason. And so then we have the Magician card here. Oh no, we already talked about the Magician card. All right, so those are all of the cards that I like to associate with twin flame connections that you can use to figure out if you are in a twin flame connection or some type of divine love and union. And no, this is not a collective reading. We are just going through divine feminine and masculine energies. And so, yes. And the next part we're going to be talking about is unhealed / wounded divine masculine and divine feminine energies, and how they manifest not only within those energies, but they can also manifest, they can have similarities, right? So remember, what I'm about to talk about is more like stereotypical societal norms that each gender kind of faces, and the twin flame connection is all about learning about self and breaking out of those things, right? And so for divine unhealed wounded divine masculine energies can manifest as a domineering, as an assertive, aggressive energy, unhealthy risk-taking behaviors, relying too much on their logic in their head, right, over their heart and emotions. And there needs to be a balance. It's not one or the other. Out of touch with their emotions, quite frankly, being completely in and out, having unclear actions, causing confusion, right? Having wounded relationships with their fathers. Now, as a divine feminine, if you are unhealed and wounded, this is how you will know. So divine feminine will resist being seen as feminine, soft, or girly, right? Feeling like you need to be tough, mean, and strong all the time. Sometimes it can even manifest as overtly sexual, desiring, chasing validation from others, seeing your feminine side as weak, seeing your emotions as weak, your intuitive gifts as weak, seeing other women as feminine, but feeling like that is extremely unattainable or just so far away from what you can manifest within yourself, and having a wounded relationship with your mother. So those are the differences into how divine, unhealed, wounded divine feminine versus divine masculine energies manifest within us. And let's talk about the similarities that both can experience when divine feminines and masculines are wounded or unhealed, right? And so they are unable to assert boundaries, right? Having unhealthy boundaries, not being able to stand up for themselves, easily manipulated or being called naive, overthinking, overanalyzing. Okay, so these can manifest within both. And so why does a healed union equal an unstoppable manifesting team, especially in a twin flame connection? So the divine feminine, why do I keep saying it like that? Feminine? Divine feminine being more naturally intuitive and in tune with her feelings, and that of others and their environment and circumstances and how they can make them feel, right? So we talked about that with the moon energy. They will be able to use these intuitive gifts to receive downloads, to receive creative ideas and inspiration. And with their divine masculine being more of a natural born leader, they will take these intuitive downloads that their divine feminine is giving to them and create an action plan, a positive action plan towards achieving those goals in a practical, logical way, and using their firm, decisive decision-making skills, right? So you're playing into each other's strengths that will allow for both of you to move together in tandem and take action together and achieve your goals together as a team. So you manifest twice as fast with more purpose. And so this doesn't mean that divine feminine has this idea, divine masculine has to go out and do it and be like this slave or like this, just go out and do that. No, this is coming together. And it's more like the divine masculine can encourage the divine feminine taking action on these intuitive hits, intuitive messages, intuitive insights, whatever you want to call them, and vice versa, right? It can be a relationship that is balanced in that way. And so you encourage each other as individuals. And if the divine masculine has an, needing to solve an issue or needing to make a decision, and they're just not sure how they feel about a certain person or a situation, then they can lean on their divine feminine to give them this intuitive knowledge, and to get in a better, more in tune, kind of like the unseen, unheard energies that the divine masculine may have missed or may not be in tune with. And she can encourage him and help him come up with a good plan for their problems, right? Does a karmic prepare you for your twin? Yes. Karmics do prepare you for your twins, for your soulmates. That is an amazing question. Thank you, Raving, for asking it. And I did do a whole live on karmic connections, how to know if you're in a karmic cycle, how to break out of them, and the differences between a karmic, a soulmate, and a twin flame. That was day 1 of this whole series that we're doing, and it's actually posted on my YouTube channel right now. Now, before we go into the journal prompts and the shadow work that you can do right now to start healing these energies within you, I'm going to read a little bit about divine feminine and masculine energies from my book, so you guys get a bit of a sneak peek. And this is What is a Twin Flame Soulmate? The Beginner's Guide to Identifying and Navigating Your Twin Flame Journey. Let me see, where is that chapter at? We have a few chapters talking about this, so I'm only going to read a few paragraphs, because otherwise we'd be here for a whole nother hour. So let's see. Why does he keep texting me when I don't want to talk to him? Girl, you're going to have to get a private reading for your specific situation, because that sounds like a very specific situation right there, and giving out general advice to that is just not recommended. Okay, so let's see, which I really should have highlighted which chapter it is. Oh, okay, here it is. So we're going to read from chapter 7, Navigating the Twin Flame Experience for Divine Feminine and Masculine Energies. So that is on page 51. Let's see, right here. Why is that not it? See, this is why we haven't released the book yet, because there are some things that are not right. It was actually on page 59. So I'm going to show you guys. This is chapter 7. Okay. We have a little chart here. So divine feminine energies are receptive, nurturing, embracing, soft, and compassionate, whereas divine masculine energies are protective, need to challenge and prove, solution-oriented, improvement energy, and fight or flight energies. All right, so unlike what you might assume, divine feminine and masculine energies are not confined to your assigned sex at birth. These energies exist inside of all of us, and your goal should be to balance them out and use them to your own discernment as to when you need to lean on one more than the other, right? Because we can resonate with both energies, especially once we have healed these energies. Okay. However, these energies can manifest differently between the divine masculine and the divine feminine in a twin flame relationship. So, divine feminine or divine masculine. So you may have already guessed that just because your gender is female, you are not necessarily a divine feminine. That is not necessarily the case with your divine feminine energy in your connection, and vice versa for the divine masculine. You get to choose which of these energies you mostly resonate with. Divine feminine. The idea of goddess or of the major arcana, the Empress, is frequently associated with divine feminine energies, which is a strong, nurturing force that exists in both men and women. It embodies traits like intuition, kindness, creativity, empathy, and a strong bond with nature and life's cycles. This energy is present throughout everyone as a harmonious balance rather than being exclusive to one gender. Together, it and the divine male or masculine energy produce a holistic and well-balanced outlook on life and spirituality. The divine feminine energy is fundamentally about developing your capacity for love and understanding. By embracing their emotions and vulnerability, people are able to connect with others in a genuine and meaningful way, right? Because divine feminines are all about community, making sure that everyone is taken care of. So this is my book, by the way, Sophia. Thank you for asking. It hasn't come out yet, so if you'd like updates as to when it's going to come out, you can click the link in my bio. It is going to be coming out in January of this year. Okay, this energy enables people to make decisions that are in line with their genuine selves, authentically, by empowering them to listen to their inner wisdom and trust their intuition. All right, I'm going to skip a few pages and I'm going to go straight into the divine masculine energy and read a little bit about that, because this is quite a long chapter, so we're not going to go too deep. Thank you, Raven, for giving me the flowers, and to anyone else who has been giving me the little roses and the little badges and stuff. Thank you so much. Okay, so divine masculine. The term divine masculine energy describes a group of characteristics and traits that have historically been connected with the archetypal male. It transcends gender boundaries and embodies a harmony of self-assured and sympathetic, sorry, I don't know why I couldn't read that, sympathetic qualities. The essence of divine masculine energy is strength, courage, and a sense of purpose, together with compassion, sane judgment, and nurturing traits. In order to achieve harmony and balance both within oneself and in interpersonal interactions, this energy must be combined with divine feminine energy. The capacity to lead with responsibility and integrity is one of the main characteristics of divine masculine energy. Nelson Mandela's leadership is a good example of this in real life. He was an outstanding example of courage, forgiveness, and a strong dedication to justice and equality as the former president of South Africa. And I do that throughout the book. I give you real life examples of how these energies kind of embody or how people in real life are embodying these energies. And we go through a lot of references in this book as well. And so I kind of want to skip a little bit of this. Let's see. Yeah, so that's kind of all we're going to read for right now, because this chapter really is long and in depth, and I feel like if I skip around too much, it's not going to make sense. So yes, and again, this book is not out just yet. It is going to be out January 2024, and you can sign up for updates using the link in my bio. We are still working on this. And so finally, the last part of the live, like we do in every single one of our lives. Thank you, Dulce, for sending me the roses and all of the other cute little badges that you guys are sending me. I really appreciate it. The cat's paw, it's so cute. Thank you. Oh, and also make sure to follow along, because I'll be giving you guys updates as well here on my TikTok channel. And if you're watching this as a YouTube replay later, make sure to subscribe, because I will also be giving you guys updates over on YouTube. And so let's go straight into the journal prompts. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can definitely leave me a comment, or you can start sharing right now in the comments on TikTok, or you don't have to share at all. You can just take note and write this yourself in your own journal after watching this, of course. And so, which energy do you resonate with the most, and why? Do you feel like you resonate with divine feminine, divine masculine, both, and why? Are these energies balanced within yourself, or are they imbalanced? Are these energies balanced within your relationships, your twin flame connection, or are they imbalanced? How has this affected you and your twin flame in this journey that you share? And in what ways are you being called to repair these divine feminine and masculine wounds within yourself? All right, so that is today's live. If you guys have any questions, let me know right now. And I'll read a little bit through the comments. Make sure, to catch any of the replays on YouTube. I resonate with unhealed feminine energy, but yet I have a little bit of healed feminine energy. How can I get out of chaser energy? Okay, so we are going to be doing, and I have content on chaser and runner dynamics. We're going to be doing a live all about those kinds of dynamics, chaser runners. But really quickly, there is the no contact rule, which basically means if you are in separation and you feel like you're always chasing, normally it's the divine feminine who will do the chasing, especially in the beginning stages and in separation stages. All you have to do is just stop chasing. It's really as simple as that. And as soon as you are okay and know that you are on your highest timeline and that you are going to get everything that you desire, it's almost like a box has been checked off. Like, okay, this is coming to me. I don't need to chase it. It's already on its way. What's next? What else can I work on, right? And even going back to like chaser runner dynamics, the more that you chase, that energy creates more of a runner, right? So how do you break it? Is that you stop being the chaser or you stop being the runner. That is how you break the dynamic. You identify which one you are and you stop doing what you got to do so that you can bring in that union, and you really refocus the energy on yourself. And with all of that being said, I do have to go, guys. But thank you for everyone who's been here. Make sure to follow along. We're going to be doing 21 days of Twin Flame lives. I'm going to be posting the schedule soon. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe for all of the replays. And with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's live is going to be all about what is a twin flame connection and how has that idea developed over time. And yeah, and don't worry if you missed it. Again, the replay will be up and I will also be posting highlights. But anyways, thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I hope that this helped, that you learned something here. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.